for a cause, live for a cause, just because. Now you say that part with me. Let's go. Don't die for a cause, live for a cause, just because. You're black. Now here's a fact. You've been under attack. Because of your race, you're in a foreign place. Your ancestors were beaten and scorned. Their pain was their inheritance of generations unborn. That's you and me and why the Creator made us strong. To stand up for our birthright all the day long. Standing for justice, freedom, and equality. Marching in protest for what may never fully be. Take your petitions to the Almighty. Through the ancestors' souls in your hearts buried deep, there are the chants of the warriors who shall no longer be slaughtered as the innocent sheep. By the guns and drugs not produced by you, by the inadequate education within inequitable schools, by the biased laws that put you in penal systems never to return, by both the blatant and subliminal urban genocidal, violent, misogynistic, self-hate lyrics that our babies easily learn. Don't die for a cause, live for a cause, just because. You owe it.
The dropout rate of high school students in Boston Public Schools is highest amongst blacks, specifically black males. How do you feel that this book series could potentially raise interest in education amongst black youth?
Right. And you know, in Boston Public Schools, yes, the rates are high as far as dropout rates. But I would say that those statistics are throughout the country. They're very, very similar. And especially, as you say, as it relates to black males. And so this series is deliberately written to reach out to young black males. And so Promise takes on a sort of a responsibility in the book as he's talking about issues that don't often get discussed, and that young black males don't seem to feel as though they have permission to discuss these kinds of issues. It really opens the door in reading the text that they feel as though they have permission to be able to talk about and discuss the issues in more open settings. And so what I'm finding with young males in my travels and reading the book, whether or not if I'm in a classroom or at a bookstore such as this with young people, or if I'm in a juvenile detention center working with young males, this book has really caught fire in terms of the interest of young black males. And so I'm getting lots of emails, especially from young black males, either sharing their own thoughts or writing and asking me to review what it is that they're writing. And a lot of it is gut-wrenched in terms of their experiences that they're feeling that they can expose and want to talk about that. I'm also getting very critical discussions about the book. So from that, I know that they're reading the book thoroughly. You owe it to those who have died, cried, stood on the bottom for you to climb their shoulders and wave the victory flag of pride. Pride of knowing where you come from. African kings, queens, artisans, builders, healers, inventors, scholars, and many more. Enslaved like no other people on these very shores. Yet their mighty hearts did sing for strength, endurance, and freedom, and glory that only the Creator could bring. And as they were forced to labor and build and make this country one of the richest nations with their blood, sweat, and tears for you, their future creation, yes, under the whip, hold steadfast to your history with no time to trip. Lest we forget, they were lynched, tarred, and feathered because of the color of their skin, denied basic human rights and dignity. Yet they fought, marched, protested, and were jailed and beaten once again for you and me. So when folks say, that's old, you need to let it go. Times have changed. Remember that the shackles are still on your brain. And they are incapable of feeling your pain. Yes, because of the color of your skin and all the money it's brought in. Remember, if empathy is impossible, do not call those peeps your friend. Now, what shall you do with the ball in your court? You owe it to make a difference, so don't come up short.
Don't die for a cause, live for a cause. Just